Depression's seven sins, hopelessness, and shame. Do you ever feel like you're in an invisible war? A battle fought within the confines of your mind where the enemy is unseen, misunderstood, and relentless in its pursuit of your defeat. Have you ever felt like despite having people who genuinely care about you, they just don't get it? They see the surface, the mask you wear, and believe that you're fine when in reality you're struggling. Today we're going to unmask this inner battle. We'll explore the secret adversary that many of us face, depression's seven sins, a darkness that whispers hopelessness and shame. These sins are not merely character flaws or weaknesses, they are the tactics this unseen enemy uses to keep you trapped in a cycle of despair. But you're not alone, and by understanding these sins, you can reclaim your life from their clutches. Welcome back. I'm here to help you become the main character in your own story. Today's episode is dedicated to those who silently face the shadows of depression, reminding you that even in the darkest depths, there is light waiting to be found. Let's delve into the first sin, apathy. Have you ever noticed that feeling of apathy creeping in, stealing away your motivation and joy, making every task seem like an insurmountable challenge? Picture a heavy fog descending, muffling the vibrant colors of life until everything seems drained of meaning and interest. That's the essence of apathy, a state of emotional detachment that can leave you feeling lifeless and without direction. Why does apathy emerge from the depths of depression? Apathy is depression's shield, a defense mechanism that protects you from the pain of a world that feels too overwhelming to handle. When depression weighs heavily on your soul, apathy can seem like a comforting blanket, shielding you from the discomfort of emotions. It convinces you that disengaging is the only way to cope, leading you to withdraw from activities, responsibilities, and even relationships that once brought you pleasure. However, this temporary solace comes at a great cost. Apathy slowly erodes your sense of self, making it harder to find pleasure in anything and leading to feelings of emptiness and stagnation. How can you conquer apathy? The antidote to apathy lies in small acts of engagement. Start by setting small, achievable goals for yourself. Break down tasks into smaller steps and celebrate each accomplishment, no matter how small. These victories will build momentum, gradually lifting the fog of apathy and reigniting your passion for life. Now let's uncover the second sin, isolation. Have you ever found yourself drawn to the shadows, seeking solace in solitude while depression lingers nearby? Like a deceitful companion, isolation can seem inviting, offering a temporary escape from the world's judging eyes. Yet this retreat comes at a cost. The warmth of human connection is replaced by the chilling embrace of loneliness, leaving you trapped in a prison of your own making. Why does isolation take hold? In the labyrinth of depression, isolation is one of the many winding paths that lead deeper into its shadowy depths. When depression clouds your thoughts, it can warp your perception, making you feel misunderstood and unworthy of connection. You might start to believe that the world is better off without you, leading you to withdraw and isolate yourself. This self-imposed exile may offer a false sense of safety, but it only exacerbates the problem, feeding the cycle of negative thoughts and emotions. How can you overcome isolation? Reaching out is the key to breaking free from isolation's grasp. Connect with friends and family, confide in them about your struggles, and allow them to be your anchors to the outside world. If reaching out feels daunting, seek professional help. Therapists and counselors can provide a safe space to process your emotions and develop strategies to combat isolation. Moving forward, let's expose the third sin, self-criticism. Have you ever turned into your own worst critic, constantly judging and condemning yourself for every perceived flaw or failure? In the distorted mirror of depression, self-criticism can distort your self-image, making it difficult to see your worth. Every stumble becomes a reason to berate yourself, every imperfection a mark of shame. This relentless inner turmoil can chip away at your confidence, leaving you feeling inadequate and demoralized. Why does self-criticism intensify with depression? Self-criticism is depression's megaphone, amplifying negative thoughts and magnifying perceived shortcomings. When depression casts its shadow, it can make you hyper-focused on your perceived flaws and failures. Instead of offering yourself compassion and understanding, you engage in a vicious cycle of self-blame and harsh judgment. This constant negativity reinforces the feeling of hopelessness, making it seem as if you're destined to fail. How can you silence your inner critic? Replacing self criticism with self compassion is the first step towards healing. Acknowledge your negative thoughts without judgment, recognizing that they are a product of your depression, not a reflection of your true self. Then consciously shift your focus to self compassion. Treat yourself as you would a close friend, offering kindness, understanding, and support. This may feel uncomfortable at first, but over time it will become a powerful tool in your journey to recovery. Next, let's tackle the stigma of shame. Have you ever carried the weight of shame, feeling like a failure or a burden for needing help? With your mental health? Shame is a heavy cloak that depression uses to shroud you in secrecy, making it harder to reach out for support and treatment. It convinces you that you are not worthy of help or that seeking help is a sign of weakness. This toxic belief keeps you trapped, reinforcing the idea that you must endure alone. Why does shame intensify the struggle with depression? Shame is a silent killer, feeding the cycle of hopelessness and despair. When depression takes hold, it can distort your perception of yourself, leading you to believe that you are inherently flawed or unworthy. This distorted view can breed feelings of shame, making it seem as if you're defective or undeserving of happiness. As a result, you might hide your struggles, fearing the judgment of others and deepening your isolation. How can you conquer the shame of mental illness? Vulnerability is the key that unlocks the chains of shame. By sharing your story, you break the silence surrounding mental illness, paving the way for understanding and empathy. Reach out to support groups or online communities where people share similar experiences. Connecting with others who understand what you're going through can be immensely healing, reminding you that you're not alone in your struggles. Moreover, by speaking out against the stigma of mental illness, you become an advocate for change, helping to create a more compassionate and supportive world. Self compassion, another powerful weapon against depression's seven sins. Have you ever been your own harshest critic, struggling to show yourself the same kindness and compassion you readily offer to others? In the battlefield of depression, self compassion is a potent ally. It counters the negative self talk, reminding you of your inherent worthiness of love and happiness. When depression casts its shadows, it's easy to forget your value. Self compassion acts as a beacon, illuminating your inner strength and resilience. It helps you recognize that setbacks and struggles are part of the human experience, not a reflection of your personal failings. Why is self compassion crucial in overcoming depression's grip? Self compassion is the antidote to the harsh judgments depression uses to keep you trapped. When depression weighs heavily on your heart, self compassion becomes a lifeline. It allows you to treat yourself with the kindness and understanding you deserve, fostering a sense of peace and acceptance by embracing self compassion. You break the cycle of negativity, replacing criticism with encouragement, blame with forgiveness, and despair with hope. How can you cultivate self compassion in your journey? Start by acknowledging your struggles without judgment. Recognize that you're not perfect and that facing challenges is part of the human journey. Then treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion you would offer to a loved one. Practice self care, engage in activities that bring you joy, and surround yourself with positive influences. Remember, you deserve love and happiness. And embracing self compassion is a step towards reclaiming them. Your path to resilience. We've come to the end of our exploration of depression's seven sins. But remember, this is not the end of your story. Each sin we've discussed represents a hurdle on your path to resilience, but you have the strength to overcome them. From apathy to isolation, self criticism, and the stigma of shame, you've learned to recognize these insidious tactics employed by depression to keep you trapped.